So recently I started getting back into something that I took a break from, that I guess you could technically say I retired from, even though I'm very young. I went back into b-boying, or more commonly known as break dancing. The proper term is b-boying. It is the true art form of hip hop dance. I mean, there's obviously the categories of this is hip hop choreography and hip hop dancing and hip hop freestyle, but the true core of the elements of hip hop, b-boying is the dance of hip hop. So, and I know this because I was very knee deep into dancing before I became a YouTuber. From high school to like middle of my college life, I was dancing almost professionally, but I wouldn't say professionally, because the only time I would make money from dancing is usually when I would win like a b-boy competition, and most of the time the competitions that I would win is local. The biggest thing that I've ever won was probably World of Dance, when it was like a competition of dancing, and we won the new school category, which was just for b-boys who are b-boy crews who are upcoming, and we won the new school category at the time. I recently got back into it. I'm so trash. Like I don't understand. Like I've been doing things. I was practicing, and I'm like, dude, how did I used to do this like 7 days a week? Like I would dance more than I make videos now. I was extremely dedicated. When I get into something, I truly dedicate myself to it. I mean, dancing was my life, and even then, even now, right, I still think about it at least once a day. It'll always be like my first true love and my first true passion that I've always fell in love with. I wouldn't have even met my fiance if it wasn't for dancing. As I was doing it, obviously my stamina is not that good. I gained a lot of weight. I just wasn't able to do certain things. I can do a lot of my stuff still, but not to the extent that I did like at my prime. A lot of the times when this conversation would be brought up, like, oh, do you still dance and this and that, I always say, I'm slowly getting back into it, but like it hurts a little bit because obviously I'm not practiced enough. Like I haven't practiced, my body's not used to doing it, and it's always the term of, you know what, it's just old age, man. It's old age, or old, and that's what happens when you get old, and I fucking hate that excuse. I don't know if it's just me, because I always looked at it as it's just because I'm not practiced. If I practiced still consistently, and I probably still can dance the way I dance. And it didn't help that during COVID I didn't really have a place of practice. I tried practicing at home, but it wasn't the same. It was a very small space, and there wasn't much anywhere else I could do it. The gym had the which I usually practice at the gym. The mirrored rooms were usually closed because COVID, obviously. But now here, like the 24-hour fitness here started to do 24 hours again, and so I started going and I started practicing again at least 3 times a week. And it's a process. It's definitely a process, because there are some things that I realized that because of my weight, that I'm unable to do a few things here and there. Like my flexibility's gone, obviously my stamina's gone. It's a process, and I'm just getting back into it. But I never really like it's because you're getting old, your body's doing this, and age obviously comes into play with how strength and mobility comes into what you're doing in life. But for me, I never wanted to look at it, because I see some older folk who are living like they're 20. I have some friends who are b-boys who are older than me, who can do even crazier things than when I was practicing with them at my prime. And they're like getting constantly better because they always practiced. I don't want to blame age for me not being able to do things anymore. It's because I'm not seasoned enough anymore. I haven't practiced like I used to. Dude, I used to practice every day. So of course, not dancing for like 3-4-ish years consistently is going to definitely dampen me, especially COVID. We're like on our third year. Yeah, we're going on our third year, and I'm just hopping back into it. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to do certain things. It's not because I'm old. It's because I just don't practice, and I'm not as fit as I used to be. So I've been trying to get back to that stage, because especially like I love dancing. It's always in my head. I always like to pretend that I don't know how to dance, but I do know how to dance, and I still can. It's just like my stamina is not there, and my flexibility. There's like a lot of factors into where I want to be and how I see myself physically. I mean, last time I talked about it, career wise and me trying to figure it out. And this is not one of those things where I'm just trying to figure it out. I know how to get to the place where I want to go. It's just constant practice. And last night I felt like it was the most unmotivating and saddest moments during practice, because I was doing just literal basics. When I'm not really thinking about it, when I'm just casually dancing, I can do it easily. But I was like, okay, I know I can dance, but I need to refine things like I used to. But we got to take it step by step, because this is me starting over. And this can go for anything, right? When you want to go back into something, whether if it's the gym or whatever, right? You have to start from ground zero. You have to start over. And I'm like, all right, let's refine these steps. It's called the 6th step, which is one of the basics, one of the core foundations of b-boying, right? And I can do it, but I was goddamn sloppy. And how could that be so sloppy when it's like the main basis of what I do? I'm a footwork head when it comes to dancing. So the fact that the core of my very being as a dancing was sloppy, and I felt that it was sloppy, and I knew that it was sloppy, it was so frustrating. I was so frustrated that night. I mean, I kept going, but then I just kept telling myself, in time, it'll be okay. You just have to keep practicing. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take 2 to 3 days of the week to just practice just that one move. It's that thing where it's discipline, right? It's even with dieting, it's with working out. I already have the discipline to go to the gym every day, because I've been going every day for the past few weeks already. But it's just the discipline to just know that this is going to be really bad for the first few, because I know where I used to be and where I am now. The discipline to just start from the beginning, step by step. I still have all my moves. I know how to do them all. I just know they're sloppy as hell. So I just gotta do it little by little. I just want to get back into it. I miss being able to, like, when I go out and I see other people dancing, I'm like, dude, I want to jump in, but I'm not at the stage that I used to be. One of the most frustrating things and feelings that I get when I see, like, I'm even at like a anime convention and I see people dancing and I just want to hop in, but I don't, because I know I can't do it like I used to do. One of the best things about dancing back then, and my favorite thing, I can still dance. I can still, like, top rock is like the stuff that you do up top. I can still top rock my ass off. But my favorite thing about dancing was confidence. I was so confident as a dancer, because I knew everything that I did as a dancer, I can back up. And I was confident. When I would battle my opponent, I was confident. I would stick it to their face, and I would just talk shit too, like they talk shit, I talk shit back. I guess that's where my violence comes from. But over the years, and it's not YouTube's fault, obviously, it's my fault, because I wasn't disciplining myself at the time. And I've been through a lot, the past few years. The confidence is gone. I may look like the most confident person to exist sometimes. People think, like, I'm so confident enough to talk to all these people, all these attractive cosplayers, and be around these attractive people. But on the surface, I may look it, but I'm far from confident. And a lot of my closest friends know this. I started dancing again. Health-wise, yeah. Because I think about it every day and I like to dance, yeah. But also because I want to be confident again. I want to be confident in myself, and the time I felt the most confident was when I was dancing.